Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. Fani Willis is back in the news, and a new development in her disqualification case in the Georgia Appeals Court has agreed to review the ruling that allowed the Fulton County District Attorney to stay on former President Trump's election interference case, the RICO case, of having a conflict of interest over her romantic relationship with Nathan Wade. The order that is under appeal allowed Fani Willis to stay on the case under a condition that former boyfriend Nathan Wade stepped down. But the defense argues that they believe Fani Willis should also be removed. Fani Willis was hoping to bring the case to trial in August, but it's looking like they will be able to push the arguments well past the November election, and it's still uncertain at this point if Fani Willis will be the one asking the questions. Now, the prosecution will be lucky if they're able to get the case started by spring in 2025. Fani Willis suffers new blow as Georgia court allows Donald Trump's appeal to remove the Fulton County DA from his election fraud case. The Georgia Court of Appeals has given a green light to Donald Trump's case to remove Fani Willis from his election fraud trial in the latest blow to the Fulton County DA. Willis has courted controversy while prosecuting the county's election interference case against Trump after it was revealed that she had a past relationship with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade. Things that we know, right? She escaped with just a slap on the wrist after Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee dramatically ruled she could stay on the Trump election interference case if Wade removed himself, which he did. Trump and 8 of his co-defendants charged in the Georgia State Court have since urged the appeals court to overturn McAfee's March ruling. Now the court has given Trump's appeal the green light to go ahead, but there is not yet a set timeline for when the case will be heard. The court's decision to hear the appeal before the trial could cause further delays in the case, one of 4 criminal prosecutions facing Trump as he seeks to unseat Democratic President Joe Biden in the November 5th election. Trump has pleaded not guilty and accused prosecutors of potentially motivated effort to damage his campaign. The court's decision to hear the case follows testimony inside McAfee's courtroom, which featured an acknowledgement from Willis and former special prosecutor Nathan Wade that they had a sexual relationship, and also that he was paying for trips that they were both going on together. Lawyers for Donald Trump and multiple co-defendants tried to establish that the affair began before Willis brought Wade into the case and said it posed a conflict of interest, but Willis said the relationship became romantic later. Yeah, we all believe her too, right? Following the dramatic evidentiary hearing with claims and counterclaims about lavish trips and cash reimbursements, McAfee gave the state 2 options. Either Willis and her entire team could step back from the case, or Wade could remove himself from it. He slammed Willis for a tremendous lapse in judgment and for acting in an unprofessional manner, and found that while there was no actual conflict of interest, there was at least the appearance of one. Wade steps back hours after the judge's decision in March. And it's crazy that he determined that there was no actual conflict of interest when it was pretty obvious to everybody else that was paying attention. Steve Sadow, one of Trump's attorneys, pointed out that removal only requires the appearance of conflict of interest. If it seems that way, then that's enough to actually remove a person or persons from a trial, which I think they both should have been removed. I mean, the judge basically said that what's going on here is inappropriate. Both of you guys try to get one over on me, but only one of you guys have to leave, which makes no sense. And that's why Trump's team is pursuing the removal of Fani Willis as well. Not to mention the whole case is just kind of bullcrap. You know, they could have brought these charges anytime over the last 3 years, but they decided to wait till now. And it's hilarious to me that it's backfiring on them. And all the people that actually decided they would go after Trump are kind of scumbags. And that's coming back to haunt them. These people's past, these people's sketchy lives, essentially. Judge Merchan, his daughter, Judge Engeron, Fani Willis, all of them. There's plenty more. I just can't think of the names off the top of my head. Letitia James, Jack Smith. These people, none of these people seem to be on like the up and up. It seems like all the people that are actually respectable and on the up and up decided they wouldn't go after this. They weren't going to pursue the witch hunt, pursuing the witch hunt of Donald Trump to try to keep him off this November ballot or make him look bad in election season. They decided it wasn't worth their reputation because they knew that the cases had no standing, right? It was a reach, just like every other thing that they've thrown at Trump ever since he was elected in 2016. Everything that they have tried has failed, and yet they still keep trying. The sheep people still believe the fake news when they tell them that Trump is this boogeyman, even though anytime they try to give him a charge or an indictment, none of that sticks. It just means that Trump has to waste money on lawyers, and it strengthens his base. It's showing a lot of people in the real world that Trump isn't so different as you. He is subject to the same persecution that a normal person is. If they can get Trump, they can certainly get any of us, because, we don't got pockets like Trump does and support like Trump does. So it's a scary thought. And we need Trump to prevail in these cases for Americans to have hope for their own sake, right? But let's continue here. Humiliating as it was for prosecutors, McAfee's decision allowed the election interference case to go forward. Had it been reassigned to prosecutors in another county, it would have delayed the case even more and even resulted in a different indictment. The theory is that there was no other DA's office out there that was even going to pursue this indictment. Like I said, it took a real scumbag, a specific type of person to actually go after it. Wade told ABC News, "Workplace romances are as American as apple pie. It happens to everyone. It happened to the two of us. It was his first interview since stepping down from the post." He's acting like everybody in the workplace are just falling in love with each other, or if not falling in love, at least having physical relations or whatever, right? The state's court's decision is nearly certain to cause delays in the criminal trials for Trump and his co-defendants, who are charged in a broad racketeering conspiracy for his election overturned in the state, the RICO case. And if that happens, it would just be the latest victory on the calendar for Trump, whose lawyers have managed to put off his criminal cases as election day nears. Trump's D.C. January 6th case remains stalled while it awaits a Supreme Court decision on his claims of presidential immunity. On Tuesday, Judge Eileen Cannon ruled that his classified documents case in Florida was postponed indefinitely amid a series of clashes over classified documents issues. And that's the Mar-a-Lago where the FBI raided his house and said that he had classified documents that he wasn't supposed to have. Just recently, it has come to light that Jack Smith has admitted that they tampered with those files. They added and removed pieces of paper, so there's no way of actually knowing what was in those files while Trump had them at Mar-a-Lago, because they've been tampered with. So there's no actual valid evidence in that case, and so that case has been postponed indefinitely. I would expect that case to just go away, right? They have no other leg to stand on, in my opinion. But even his Stormy Daniels case, which is playing out this weekend in Manhattan, suffered a delay. And that's because Michael Cohen got caught lying again on the stand. The known perjurer got caught lying on the stand again yesterday when they reviewed some of his past emails and things like that I'll save for maybe a different video. But the Trump lawyer in the Georgia case, Stephen Sadow, indicated in a statement that he won't relent on the effort to bump Willis from the case. President Trump looks forward to presenting interlocutory arguments in the Georgia Court of Appeals as to why the case should be dismissed and Fulton County DA Willis should be disqualified for her misconduct in the unjustified, unwarranted political prosecution, Sadow said in a statement. And not only that, I believe she should be disbarred and possibly looked at being charged criminally for some of the things that she has done. The way she misspent the taxpayer funds and the way that she's pursued Trump and those co-defendants as it relates to her and Nathan Wade and what they were doing and what they did and their alleged visit to the White House before they brought these charges. And is that, did they discuss it with President Biden? And does Biden have anything to do with this? And is he going after his political rival? In a manner that they say that you're not supposed to, of course, right? But, they accused Trump of doing it for 4 years, but yet here is Biden doing it, obviously, right out in the open. And, that's something that they try to impeach Trump for. They said that he was going after his political opponent when Joe Biden wasn't actually declared to even be a candidate in the 2020 election yet. But, it's rules for thee and not for me. And that applies to anybody that's not a Democrat up at the top, because they live by a different set of rules than you and I do. Just look at Nancy Pelosi's record with her stock market trades, right? Or her husband's stock market trades. I mean, everybody that's paying attention knows that that's insider trading. They threw Martha Stewart in jail for way less, yet Nancy Pelosi is up here just parading around doing what she does, right? But hey, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you like this type of content, it really does help me. It helps out the channel when people subscribe, hit that like button, make comments, and what really helps is when you guys share the video. So if you think this is useful to somebody else that you know, just go ahead and send it on over to them. And if you're a person that a friend sent this video to, now you know why they sent it. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well and that you'll subscribe and become a part of the community. I really appreciate everybody watching to the end, and I will see you guys in the next one.